Welcome to Leverage. Today we're talking to Barrister Charles Ajiboye. He's the lead partner, Penthouse Chambers. He's the founder and president, ICCube International. He'll be sharing with us today how he repositioned what seemed like failures to the path of success. He's also going to be sharing with us today how to attract high-profile personalities to our events. He has brought the likes of Professor Pat Utomi, Folunso Phillips, OMG, Sam Clef, Jimmy Tewe, Olakule Shoriyo, Remi Dairo, you just name it, to his events, and without prior knowing any of these people. Let's go chat with him. Thanks for agreeing to do this.
My pleasure, anytime.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning now. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria. I was born in Lagos. I schooled in Lagos, the better part of my elementary education, and a bit out of Lagos. You want me to go into that?
Yeah, a little bit of your education.
Well, I was at St. Leo's Private School, very briefly, and thereafter to Maryland Convent Private School, where my other siblings were. And I spent the time at Immaculate Heart Comprehensive High School, also in Maryland. And from there to Nigerian Navy Secondary School, the school that rocks the most. You understand what I mean by that? But I was at Nigerian Navy Secondary School, that was where I graduated. And then I had a bit in Lagos City Computer College, a bit at Siaba College of Technology, a bit at University of Lagos. And thereafter, I had diploma in law, University of Ekiti, now Ekiti State University. Okay. And then I also studied law 1 to 500 level, still at the University of Ekiti, now Ekiti State University.
So you moved from Yaba College of Technology to Unilag. I want to believe you were not studying law at Yaba College of Technology. So where did that come from? Where did that joint come from?
I got into Yaba College of Technology having stayed at home for a while, trying to gain admission into university. And then I was lucky, I did what we call Polyjam then, Polytechnic Joint Admission, Matriculation Examination. And I was offered mass communication initially, and then later on they said they were not going to start mass communication that year, and I was taken to urban and regional planning. I started that a bit, and then after about a month or two, I was just losing it. Doing technical drawing and all of those things was just not it for me.
Now, from being a lawyer, court cases, legal issues, to ICQ, touching life, inspiring young ones, trying to bring greatness out of them, where's the connection? Where did that come from?
The connection is from within. It comes from something you cannot explain. The same way I talked about fulfillment, the same way I talked about something you can't explain. There's something inside of you. Some people call it purpose, some people call it calling, what you have been made to do. I was studying law when ICCube, I believe that's the platform that you talk about as regards touching lives. When we started ICCube, I was still in school then and I was studying law. But then at some point I even thought that I was not going to eventually practice law. I was going to end up focusing on people life, young people life, and all of those things. But I realized eventually when I became a lawyer that they were just perfectly together.
In a conference, I heard you talk about getting experiences working for free and how you had to seek experiences you wanted for a destination in the future, and I felt I connected with that, because I used to feel bad in my position, like I was doing free jobs just to get experience, and I felt alone, and I heard you talk about even you going through the same thing, and can you share more light on that, and so that our viewers can also understand the essence of getting such experience?
Talking about working for free, I think the best part of my work life has been that part that I worked for free. Yeah, I've done it in quite a number of places. You call it internship, you call it volunteering, but I realized that those were the period in my life that I actually displayed passion. Doing what you love to do without being paid for it. That was the definition of passion for me.
The first National Youth Conference of ICQ held last year, and you had in the conference these great people. You had almost everybody. Tell us, in practical terms now, how are you able to attract big people, big high-profile personalities whom you have never interacted with? How, in practical ways, are you able to do this? Because I know a lot of people out there want to do events, want to do things, and they're eyeing several high-profile people. How do they go about attracting these people to their event?
I will summarize in 2 words. 1, creation of value. 2, thinking globally. Now, once you understand the need to create value and you present value to people of value, it is natural that people of value identify value. I didn't say values now. People of value identify value. And then once they identify value in what you are communicating with them, you connect. And then beyond all of that, people of value usually position themselves to think and to act globally. Once you provide or you project to them a global thinking pattern, they get attracted to you, they get to like you, and then you connect. So those 2 things are guiding words for me.
So I still believe it wasn't that easy still. With all the right packaging, you still have to be consistent, consistently knock on their doors, and they wouldn't just open up. I mean, right now you wouldn't just open up your doors to anyone.
Absolutely. It's scriptural, it's biblical. There are some people you do not get except you do not let them go. And I don't want to start going by mentioning names, but I know several of the people that you talk about. It took me going over and over and over them because they've seen a whole lot of people that deceived them. They've seen a whole lot of people that messed them up. They've met a whole lot of people that they believed. They thought those people had good intentions, but apparently they were just good talkers. They were able to communicate convincingly. So they become more protective. They guide their space. And then when that space is guarded, you find out it's difficult to penetrate. But because you have a genuine motive, you want to get in. And then after a while, your persistence just opens the door for you. Your persistence opens the way. Your persistence opens the way for you. And that has been that for us. I had a whole lot of issues. One person you may call 20 times. My itinerary was always very, very thick with, call this person, remind this person, send an SMS to this person. You want them. They are practically there. So you really need to convince them that you are worth their time. And that's one thing that we don't do now. People in our generation get tired. You just believe that everybody owes you attention, everybody owes you a favor, everybody owes you an assistance. And truly, nobody does. Okay. So if you need it, you must go for it, and you must do what it takes to get it. And most of the time, it takes a whole lot of painstaking perseverance.
Tell me, have there been particular instances where you really failed at something and so badly that probably even made you very ashamed of yourself, and how were you able to deal with it? And did you just pick up yourself and move on, or you just let it weigh you down? How did you handle that?
First, I'll just say again that for me, life is a mixture of roses and of thorns. Yeah. And then when roses come, you celebrate them. When thorns come, you move on, and you wait for the time it will pass away. I don't sob or cry or sorrow over what you call failure. I just look at them as one of those things that should happen, especially when you have done your very best.
So anybody going through very hard times getting anything done, should just believe that with perseverance, we're trying to be a little bit more resourceful, it will pass.
It definitely will pass. As long as you apply the right structure, the right strategy, you meet the right people, you apply the right principles, it will pass. It always passes. There is no night that does not break into day. No. It will come into night and then it will become day. It will be night, it will be day again. Just make sure that by the time it's day, you are in a good position to wake up and you're strong, you're healthy, that's all. But night will be day. Wow. And day will be night.
So how can people share in this wealth of wisdom you have? Like, is there any kind of endeavor any leverage you can give to people where they can get some more of this wisdom, of these tips? Is there any platform they could reach you on? Is there any platform you share such words and tips of success to people? Because I know a lot of them will have a lot of questions personally to ask you. How can they really, get deeper into you?
I have this platform on Twitter, my Twitter handle, whereby I interact with young people every Wednesday, and then we do that on Twitter. We do that on my Facebook account. We have regular training programs, coaching sessions, private ones, 20, 30, 40, 50 people every now and then, where young people can come, interface with us, talk to us, and then we've been doing all of that for a while, and a whole lot of people have been engaging us, especially through the weekly Twitter and Facebook program. We call it Achieve Greatness with Charles Ajiboye, and I handle that program from my personal Twitter handle, and then ICQ handle just does retweeting and all of that.
Thanks a whole lot for joining us to do this.
It's been my pleasure, George.
Yeah, you heard him. There's no excuse. There's no reason why you shouldn't get up from your feet and do whatever it is you want to achieve, whatever it is you want to get done with yourself, whatever event you're holding and you want to get that big name there. If you still struggle, he has given you that leverage to use his experience, that leverage to get access to him at no fee. You only have yourself to blame. Get up and make it happen.